3 weeks ago, Jelly Roll told an arena full of people something about his estranged wife that broke the internet. And now, everything has changed. Because while he has been completely silent since that night, Bunnie XO just confirmed something on her podcast that nobody in that arena was prepared for. Wait for it. Stay with me. Here is where this story started. May 18th, Williamson County, Tennessee. Jelly Roll files for divorce after nearly 10 years of marriage. The world finds out June 15th via TMZ. No warning, no public argument, just a court filing that confirmed it was already over. Jelly broke his silence exactly once, mid-concert, Saratoga Springs, Little Ass Shed Tour. Stopped the show, grabbed the mic, and said this was the only time in the only city he would ever speak about it. Nobody cheated. She is his best friend. She will always be his best friend. And she will probably be the only woman he ever loves the way he loved her. Then he walked back on stage and said nothing else. Not a post, not a story, nothing. Sources close to him told People magazine he will always love her, but does not want to stay married. That for the first time in his life, he feels healthy, focused, and in control of his future. Bunnie went the opposite direction entirely. Since the divorce went public, Bunnie has been everywhere. A near hour-long podcast episode breaking down the Mother's Day argument that ended everything. The one unbreakable rule in their relationship that was never about cheating, but always about honesty. The confirmation that they are still planning to have a baby together via IVF despite the split. Then the prison joke that stopped the internet cold. Reading unhinged DMs from rappers, blue check marks, guys sending poems, saying she cannot imagine being with anyone right now, that she has too much to work on herself to have anything to offer anybody.
Jay and I have never been really good at having disagreements, so we were the type of couple who never argued, so he would be holding things in, I would be holding things in. And, that's a recipe for disaster. And we always preach, you got to be comfortable having the uncomfortable conversations. And we did that for 8 years in. And then the past, year and a half, we kind of got away from that because we're in a different life right now. And so on Mother's Day, we had a little bit of an argument, which I don't think the details are necessary. And in that argument, I was so fed up and so tired that I just looked at him and I said, well, then file the fucking divorce papers. And in our relationship, that is the one cardinal thing that you don't say, even though my husband has said it numerous times because he's the runner. But when I say it, it really holds weight because I'm not the type of person who says what I don't mean. And I ended up leaving. I packed a bag and I left. There's a couple other things that happened that, if I ever do write a book, I'll talk about it, but I just don't think it's imperative to the situation right now. So I packed a bag and I left, and I didn't talk to my husband for, weeks after that. And during that, he was so mad and we were so emotional that he ended up doing exactly what I told him to do and filing the divorce papers.
And then, almost as a throwaway, 4 words that change the entire energy of this story. She might have somebody she thinks is cute. No name, no details, just that. Dropped into conversation like it was nothing. And bro, the internet has not recovered since.
Bunnie XO caught kissing Dylan Wolf for 4th of July at Jelly Roll's bar in Nashville. He's the reality TV star from Calabasas Confidential. I think they said he's half Bunnie's age, but good for her. TMZ did post a video of them actually making out right before the 4th of July fireworks show at a rooftop VIP section in the bar. But here's the thing, if Jelly moved on and they're like, hey, she's like, go ahead, hit him up in his DMs if you want him, then who cares what she's doing? And who cares if it's half her age? He's legal. And she has already said she's really not looking for anything serious. She doesn't want to be tied down into a relationship. So let her have fun. Let her do what she does. I think if anything, she deserves this. She has been through so much this past year. And she had made it very clear that she was back on the market and that there were people in her DMs, but she only responded to 2. And he is very pretty to look at, just like she has said. So good for Bunnie. But I want to know your thoughts on this in the comment section. But I think this is good for her. She needs to put herself out there.
The split reaction online was instant. Half the internet is fully invested in Bunnie's post-divorce era. The unbothered energy. The podcast clips going viral every week, the prison jokes, the mystery man hint. She has turned the most painful chapter of her life into the most compelling content of her career, and her audience cannot get enough. The other half immediately turned to the same question. Does Jelly Roll know? Has he seen any of this? What is actually going on inside that silence? And here is where it gets crazy, because nobody knows the answers. He has said nothing. He is touring every night, performing, keeping everything completely internal, while his estranged wife builds a whole new public identity in real time. Some people read that silence as a man processing grief privately and choosing dignity over drama. Others read it as the only thing he has left to control in a situation that has moved far beyond him. Both reads are legitimate, and that tension is exactly what keeps this story at the top of the conversation every single week. Here is the detail that most people are sleeping on. Bunnie has not filed her own paperwork yet. Jelly filed. She has not formally responded. They are still co-planning a baby via IVF. She still calls him her best friend and says she loves him more than life itself. And in the same breath, she is hinting at someone new catching her eye. That is not a contradiction. That is a woman who has learned to hold two things at once: genuine love for someone and the ability to move forward without them. She said it herself on the podcast. There is no better feeling than freedom. That she did not realize how many women were hurting in loveless marriages the same way she was. Life is too short. Now put that next to what Jelly said. She will probably be the only woman he ever loves the way he loved her. Sources saying he is healthy and focused for the first time ever. A man who made the decision to leave and is standing by it. He chose an ending. She chose a beginning. And those two things are now playing out simultaneously in public, and the gap between them gets wider every single week. This is the most layered chapter of this divorce story yet. Jelly Roll ended the marriage, poured his heart out on a stage, and went silent. Bunnie took that silence and filled it with the loudest, most open, most viral post-divorce era anyone has seen in a long time.
So it looks like the internet is seeing a soft launch between Bunnie and Dylan Wolf. Bunnie has made a couple hints about it. She comes out, she sings a little song. I'll show you guys the clip. But she's receiving a lot of backlash over this because on her podcast that is now deleted, she says, no, Jelly is not dating Jesse Murph. My God, she's like just barely older than Bailey. Jesse Murph is 21 years old, and now Dylan Wolf is 24 years old. Some people love it, some people hate it. But is she dating a 24-year-old? Because it sure looks like it. So Dylan Wolf from Calabasas, the TV show, posted this on his story yesterday, and you can see he's got Bunnie XO. But then Bunnie says this on her podcast.
We'll see. We know. Pretty little baby. Pretty little baby. You say that baby.
It's definitely starting to feel like a soft launch between the two of them over there. But Bunnie did confirm that she thinks she has somebody that she might think is cute. And that's when she sings the pretty little baby stuff. So what do you guys think?
And now there is a mystery man in the picture. A baby still being planned. Divorce paperwork still pending. And a man out on tour every night who has not said a single word since that concert speech. He chose silence. She chose volume. Right now, volume is writing the whole story. But here's the thing about silence. It never lasts forever. And when Jelly Roll eventually decides he has something to say, it is going to land like a bomb. Because think about the full picture here. This is a man who built his entire career on turning pain into music. Every low moment, every dark chapter, every hard truth he has ever lived through has eventually found its way into a song. And this is the biggest thing that has ever happened to him personally. The idea that it never surfaces in his art is almost impossible to believe. Whatever he is feeling watching Bunnie move forward, it is going in somewhere. And when it comes out, the whole story changes again. Drop in the comments whether you think that moment is coming soon or whether he is going to stay quiet all the way through to the finalization. I am reading everything. Anyway, this concludes today's video. Be sure to subscribe to LoafTube for future celebrity videos, and turn on that post notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Until then, see you in the next one.